All right, so the Philadelphia Eagles are now on the clock. I know Darius Geis is still on the board. That's everybody's Eagle Twitter favorite. But if I were the GM, if I was Joe Douglas, if I was Howie Roseman, I would trade back. I would, because there's a lot of good prospects still on the board. You got Darius Geis. You've got Will Hernandez, the mammoth guard from UTEP, Josh Jackson, Isaiah Oliver, Dallas Goedert, Connor Williams, Justin Reed. So if I were the Birds, I would trade back here. And there's a lot of good running backs in this class. I know a lot of people want Darius Geis, but there it is. The Eagles are trading back. So Baltimore is now on the clock. Is this for Lamar Jackson? Because Mason Rudolph, Lamar Jackson still on the board. If you're going to trade up into the first round, obviously you got that fifth-year option with first-round selections. So the pick for Baltimore is in, and the Ravens take – there it is, Lamar Jackson to Baltimore. You can get out of Joe Flacco's contract next season. Lamar Jackson makes a lot of sense here for the Ravens. You got Robert Griffin III as a backup, can kind of learn underneath them. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they do trade back. I'm still awaiting compensation for the Eagles. Let me go on Twitter. Let me see if I can find anything. I'm sure by the time I upload this damn thing, we'll know what they got. Still seeing no compensation. I mean, they are going pretty far back here, back to 52 overall. But to jump from 52 to 32, if you're Baltimore, I'm thinking that the Eagles are also getting a third rounder here. So that's what my guess is. And if I'm Baltimore, I think this is the right call. This is exactly what Minnesota did a couple years ago. Trade up to number 32, last pick of the first round to go get Teddy Bridgewater. And now you're going to see Baltimore, Lamar Jackson. So Eagles trade back. Still a lot of good players on the board, but I don't know if a lot of those good players are going to be there by the time the 52nd pick rolls around. But if you watch my video from the other day, I talked about how, you know, if you take a guy in the first round and you wait until the fourth, depth at linebacker, top of the class, really, really good. But by the time you get to the fourth round, there's a drop-off. Same with the tackles. There's a drop-off once you get to the fourth round. Connor Williams still on the board. I would think he's gone by 52. But you got guys like Brian O'Neill. You got the kid from Western Michigan. There's still tackles available. You guys got some safeties that are still available. Maybe Justin Reed does fall to 52. It wouldn't surprise me. Terrell Edmonds was the shock to me. He wasn't even a top 5 safety of mine. Wow, another guy I missed, by the way. Harold Landry is still on the board from Boston College, but I'm not as high on Harold Landry as a lot of other people are. I think he's got to learn how to set an edge first and stop the run. But you look at the running back class. I mean, I know everybody wants Darius Geis, but you can get a guy like Royce Freeman, a guy like Bo Scarborough, Krim Wadley, Mark Walton, whoever you want in that fourth round. I think some of those guys would be available. Maybe they want to go tight end in the second round. I don't know. But if they are going back to 52, which is what I think it is, then, yeah, you're going back a pretty far ways. But if you're going up 20 spots from 52 to 32, I would think they're getting a second and a third. I'm trying to await what the Eagles got. I don't know if we're going to see an announcement here. All right, here's the compensation. Oh, I like the compensation. They got a second-round pick next year. 52, 125, and 2019. And the Ravens get 32 and 132. So they swap fourths. All right, so they got a second, and actually they didn't even get a third. It's a second this year, second next year. So actually this is interesting. So they don't get a second and a third. So basically erase kind of what I was just talking about with you know, the tackles and the safeties and tackles and linebackers. I mean, interesting. But you get the extra second round pick next year. So I like that. I definitely like that for them. So, yeah, all right. So there's your official compensation. According to Field Yates, it's a second rounder from Baltimore, which is 52 overall. You got a swap of fourth round picks and a 2019 second. So instead of getting a second and a third in this year's class, you get 2 seconds, but one of them is next year. And because a quarterback was involved here, you probably got extra compensation, which is that extra second round pick that you're going to get next year. So there you go. There's your trade for the Eagles, going from the first round into the second. So there it is. There's your compensation. There you go. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.